Okay. Hey, everybody. Whew. Oh, wait, whoops. It's early. It's early. Well, it's not. I went to bed super late last night. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. All right. Let's see who's actually up. Hey, Desetta. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I am super fucking tired. But I moved heaven and earth to make sure that I brewed a cup of tea. So it's steeping right now, and I'll just be in zombie mode until that's good to go, and then I'll drink that. But yeah, hope y'all appreciated the 2 a.m. paying with the schedule. Well, 2 a.m. for some of you, for me, 11:30. But yeah, yesterday was Mother's Day, and went and spent time with my mom and my folks, and turns out they had like some cousins were visiting, so they were there, and then with their mom and dad, and then one of my other aunts was out of town, so then that uncle came over with one of his kids for a bit. So it turned into very much like a party, and discovered this new game that one of my brothers, not the missus, another brother, introduced to us. And oh man, it was something. I kind of want to just look it up and show you guys, because it was a really good game. It was kind of everything that I could have hoped for from a game like this. Yeah, let's see. Dice Throne is what it's called. Like dice and then the chair throne, but pun on words, because it's the throwing dice and all that. Yeah, I did. Thank you, Edisella. But I'm actually gonna, let's see. Sure. Wait, no, not here though. Here we go. So this is the main website and stuff, but basically, so this is what's so cool about it. You basically there's a bunch of different champions, and you take one and you play one, and you fight each other in a free-for-all, or a 1-on-1 or 2-on-2, things like that, until everybody's dead. That's fairly common as far as setup for a game, right? There's lots of games like that. What makes this one fun, though, is the complexity of each of the champions. So it's think it's like Yahtzee, where you have 5 dice, 1 to 6. You have 3 rolls each turn to determine what your attack is. But then you have 8 different cards that are your different moves that you can do. You've got a defense card. You've got things you can do with small straights, large straights, things like that. And then your dice will have also different likelihoods for the different faces. So it's not just 6 individual faces. It'll be say 3. and there'll be like 3, say, flames, and then like, you know, 2 of, you know, the next one, and then 1 of the last one, or, you know, things like that. And then you have like an ultimate if you roll all 6s, and it's just really cool. And then you get like cards and then combat points to like spend on cards to do things that can like interrupt people's, you know, moves and all this kind of stuff. And like special status effects that you can get and give to people, and it's really cool. And the different heroes are incredibly varied. Oh yeah, and then they also have this thing on the sheet that's really cool. It's on the other side of this card. That's just an FAQ for that champion to help deal with like all those edge case like rule situations. Yeah, it's super fun. And so one of my younger brothers was like, "Oh, this game's so cool. This game's so cool. We got to check it out." Like, you know, so we went to a game store, got it, you know, and like, you know, did all the usual Mother's Day stuff, you know, taking family pictures and things like that, and, you know, having food. But we got so hard sucked into this, like I was straight up playing it until 11 last night. And like by the time I realized like what time it was already like too late, you know. Yeah. Probably a good like 7 hours, 8 hours easily spent playing this, just over and over and over. Because each hero is so different that you want to try them all out. And like, you know, it has like a little guide for like the complexity, because like some can get crazy. There's like a huntsman type one that has like an animal companion, and that's fun. But then there's also like a treant one where you just create little seedlings that you can like, that are like little like mini companions that you can like upgrade and use and all this stuff. And then there's like a tactician that can just do all kinds of like silly resource, like, you know, infinite type stuff. And so you can just click on them here to check them out. Yeah, so there's all your like, there's your usual things like, you know, barbarians and paladin and all that stuff, monk. But then there's also there's like vampire lord and artificer, pirate. You know, it's like, yeah, this is the tactician. This one was probably the one I had the most fun with. But then in addition to like the ones that you see here that are like listed and stuff, there is also a whole bunch of Marvel champions. And yeah, it looks like what, 8 different Marvel champions. Yeah. And it's just, and these ones work just as well with the other ones. Like there's some general like power differences, I would say, you know, like certain ones work better against others, you know. And you could definitely get in a situation where it's like, okay, this isn't necessarily like a good matchup, you know. But like, it's really cool. And the bit that they said here of like innovative, polished, replayable, beautiful, and addictive, it is absolutely every one of those 5 things. I was actually kind of blown away by how good the game looked. Like you have your own little like mini box that has like the cards and the dice and the tokens and, you know, and the board for like each of the heroes and stuff. And like this bit here folds up, so like these will sort of fold up so that way this is on top. Can't remember exactly how it works because it doesn't feel like it would fold up neatly, given that this is in the middle, because they don't both fold underneath it like it normally would. But yeah, but then this is basically just on the top, or no, sorry, the other side of this, or I don't remember, but basically you just have a really cool like image of the hero on top, and then you take that off. This is the board. You unfold it and everything. You get your cards, and there are like some cards that like everybody has, you know, where it's like, you know, draw more cards, things like that, adjust dice and all that. But yeah, it's super cool. Hey, Peppercat. Hey, Redler. Currently having dinner. Wait, so what time is it for you, Redler? I mean, yeah, you're... Wait. 5:15. So yeah, like a 12-hour difference? 11-hour difference? But yeah, so that's Dice Throne. I am absolutely obsessed. And so now I'm gonna need to get like all of the champions that my brother doesn't have. Wait, there's a Santa one? Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Wait, Dice Throne Adventures. Wait. What, 4 players use heroes you already own in a brand new way. Together over a series of game nights to travel. The Crimson Sands all the way to Mad King's throne room. Oh, so it's like a mission. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, that's really cool. That's awesome. Okay. I like it. I like it. Okay, that's really cool. That is really cool. But yeah, I am, consider me obsessed. Like, it's just, yeah, it's so cool. Okay, which ones are in here? Okay, so this one has 8 heroes. And Gunslinger, Samurai, Tactician, Huntress, Cursed Pirate, Vampire, and then Artificer and Seraph. Okay. Gotcha. The Vampire's also really fun. Like, they can do some pretty wild shit. Okay, so oh, card sleeves. Oh, that's so, yes, that's so cool. Okay, I'm kind of just, this is kind of just turning into like nerd out about this card game stream. But like this feels like a proper card game that you'd actually want to like spend a lot of time and money on. 16 hours, it's 8 p.m. for me right now. Okay, so 8 hours in the reverse. Gotcha. Looping around the day. You're selling me on this game when I don't even have the people to play it. I mean, yeah, like, I literally, with my older brother, we tried to make a game that was very similar to this. And this is, yeah, this is great. They also added a mechanic that makes it so that 3 players doing a free-for-all is actually still fun. Now, granted, I think one-on-one is better, but, well, actually, I'm not sure. But, to stop there from being the problem of, like, 2 people ganging up on one person and just deleting them, you know? Or one person waiting and turtling while the other 2 fight, and then they clean up the leftovers. They made it so that, like, they solved it with, like, one simple rule. You get a card immediately when you on your attack point of your turn, you attack the person with the most hit points. There you go. And it just keeps things moving along pretty quickly. But then, you know, it also makes it so that way, hey, you know, it incentivizes you to not just gang up on the one person. Or, you know, leave someone to turtle. Okay, and you can just do minimalist card sleeves. Okay, cool. Oh, this is so cool. I'm kind of like, yeah, it's the kind of card game where I would actually be like cool with spending a lot of money on it. That incentive still work in the late game. So it still does work in the late game, but because like even when like your health totals are low, if one person has more health but you can kill the other person, then the person with more health will just hit you. Whereas if you, now granted, you might think that that's fine depending on like certain factors and situations, you know, but like the last game that I played last night, it got down to the point where I was playing with one of my brothers and my cousin, right? And we were both around like, you know, like it, you know, it varies by a little bit, right? Because the attacks will be different values, people will play different defense cards and things like that. But it got to the point where they had 8 health each and I had 14. Because I had like a thing that was doing like a passive damage over time to both of them just at the start of each of my turns. And then oh man, no, I can't even tell you what happened that game. My memory is so fuzzy because I was so tired by the end of it. But basically, at the end of the game, it got to a point where it was me with 2 health, and then I healed up to 3, and the rest of them were at 5 health, and then one of them died. And so it was me with 3 health versus another one with 5 health. And then they killed me. And we started with 35 health. And in one-on-one games, you each have 50 health. That was another thing that was cool. They, like in team games where it's like 2-on-2, the way that they rule it is that it's just that you both have the same a shared 50 health pool, and so that way you also don't have to worry about games taking way longer if there's more players, because there you go. Oh. I was gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get some food delivered, and then I realized, 1, I'm still on the keto diet too. It's way too early for anything that would deliver. Anything worth getting at least. Okay, let's... Yeah, there's a sip of that tea. But yeah, I highly recommend this game. I can't recommend it enough. In fact, just gonna get a few of these right now. What's this one? Oh right, this is that one. I do kind of want to get this because it has some duplicates, but also some new stuff. Yeah. Half duplicates to my brother, half new stuff. That seems pretty good. But, okay, oh, it's not available yet. I see. Okay, yes. 100 total sleeves. How much is in each one? Okay. Oh wait. Oh, this is also... Okay, this is also a good one. This is almost entirely new stuff. Wait. These are both the same things. Hang on. But I wouldn't need that if I had the other one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Select variant, US. There you go. So then, add the card. It's like yeah, this is so much fun. You know what? Might as well. Wait a minute. He'd probably appreciate some card packs or some card sleeves. It's 8 is 258 cards. Hang on, we can do math on this. 8 heroes, 258 divided by 8. What does that make? 32 and a quarter. Okay, weird. Is today shopping day? Kinda. It's that's a lot paying for card sleeves, but like this game is fun enough and well designed enough that it's like you really do want to like take care of the like yeah, of all of it. God, I played the game for one day and now I'm like, oh my god. If it's 100 sleeves per, that would be 1,000. Into this. Yeah. It does. It does. Yeah, $120 on card sleeves. That is kind of a lot. Oh, dang it. Yeah, that is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll get 6 right now. That'll be enough for the cards that I'm getting. And then we can sell later. Okay, now here's time for the info that I can't show. I mean, generic card sleeves probably would be fine. These are different sized cards. So like they're like the smaller kind of cards. So maybe those would work fine. Actually, yeah, wait, hang on. That's a good point. Yeah, no, that is a really good point because I believe some of the cards there's either no graphic on the back of the card that's like, it's like the same as the card sleeves I was looking at, in which case, yeah, transparent card sleeve would work. Or it's unique to the champion, in which case you wouldn't want a card sleeve because that'd get rid of some of the info. It might make hard for sort of things like that. But I think it's just one back. Okay. All right, good job, chat. You talked me out of $120 worth of card sleeves. See, that's the problem with when you're tired. Wait. There was an option on there for tax IDs, apparently. And it said some European countries are now requiring this. That's crazy. That is insane. The idea that just to purchase something online, you need to give them your social. That's nuts. $30 for shipping? Wait, what? It's because buying packs of cards counts as gambling? Wow. Okay, let's see if I can just get it on Amazon. There's no way I'm paying $30 for shipping. Oh yeah, wait, hang on. So this was something that someone posted about it in another Discord, and I was like, that's too amazing, so I got it. It's Atom Smasher mug, the Rebecca coaster. It's pretty great about the item bits. And then there's a revenge version where it's a Rebecca mug and an Atom Smasher coaster. Oh wait, whoops. Don't go back and look at that, please. Beck. So I need to be careful with display capture. Don't go back and look at that. I would really appreciate if you didn't. Okay, so dice throw. Season 1. Okay. No, yeah, it's all right. So it's basically like I could save $10 if I just bought them all on Amazon. But like, oh wait, Dice Throne Season 2 Battle Chest. But now that I think about it, if I'm buying it on Amazon, yeah, no, I want to support the company. They really did make a fantastic product. And because it is a little bit more expensive if I were to get it on Amazon, and given that, you know, I'm only paying once for shipping, it's like, eh. Yeah, it's just, you know, it's just the address I was going to be shipping it to, you know. Please do your best to forget about it. And don't tell people that it was, you know, accidentally leaked here. But see, the advantage is that nobody fucking watches these VODs anyways, so it's fine. Hide it in plain sight. Wait, did I just start saying under my breath my credit card number while I was entering it in? Jesus, Obey, you're tired. Forget address, that'd be much worse. Self-doxing. Yep, that's right. That's right. Standard shipping method, though, is 10 to 20 business days. Yeah, no, I think I do. I was waiting for the tea to steep for the most part, but it's good now. Ah, yes. Yeah, that's the stuff. That's the stuff. Oh. Okay. Ooh, all right. All right. Okay. So let's see. It's 5:40. Man, I granted it. Oh, whoa, hey, Obey. You're drunk. Okay. That's all right. Shopping arc. Okay. So, by the way, one thing that I want to get better at is my general streaming voice. Like listening back on like some of the highlights and stuff. One of the things I realized is that my voice could be kind of like boring, you know, or like it can kind of feel like it. I don't know. Listening to it a lot, it can kind of be a lot. If I'm just speaking like basic conversational voice, but you know, I feel like there are things I can probably do to just talk in a way that's a bit more pleasant to hear. You know, things like what I'm doing now, hopefully. Yeah. So free to give me plenty of feedback on my voice and things like that. Because I wanna find a cadence that is, just easy on the ears. Oh, old message, but once bought a LARP weapon from the UK, which is no more okay. Paid £120 for the item and about plus 50 for shipment. Then after like 2 months, I had to fill a couple pages of personal info and an extra £60. That's crazy. Like, did you at least know that that £60 was going to be something you'd have to pay when you got the item? Was that like, a fun little surprise? That's, oh boy. Well, let's see. There's that part of me that's wanted to move and like have it be like a crazy move that's like, outside the country kind of a thing. For logistical reasons, I can't do that. The missus, certainly being one of them, because, can't go too far, right? But hearing things like that is definitely something that, makes me think, maybe I've got it pretty good where I already am. Oh yeah, the missus. When I say the missus, I mean the brother I live with. It's gonna be confusing for people when I actually get a missus. Although, let's be real, I'll be so happy. It'll probably become very clear, All right. Might be the funny kind of confusing. I mean, hey, anything for content, right? Just say Mrs. 1 and Mrs. 2 by then. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Yes, I love it. I love it. Oh man. The only way I was able to think I was so close to canceling today's stream. But I was like, no, I can't do that because I'm going to be canceling tomorrow's stream. So and I've already canceled a bunch of streams recently for actually good reasons, like being sick and stuff, So it was like, if it's not something like that, even though it's probably isn't good for my health, I don't want to do it because I want to I don't want to, even though it probably would be a healthier decision, I made the choice to stay out super late, So it's like, hey, come on, Obey. You were going to be doing these, so let's stick to it. Let's get shit done. But then tomorrow's stream, the morning stream, I'm canceling because, and this might become a regular thing. I'm not sure. But my fencing group is going to be doing social hangout after fencing class. Thing is, fencing class ends at 8:30, which is usually when I want to be asleep. So, yeah. You might still absolutely throw off my sleep schedule for the week, but I mean, hey, I already threw it off over this weekend, so hopefully that's not too big of a deal. But yes, I'll be going there to hang out with them a bit. Because it's one of those weird things where, like, and I think I talked about this on another stream, but because you're very much focused on your own shit during class of like what you're doing, there's like that few minutes before class starts, and then there's the few minutes after it ends before you leave, where you actually like talk to these people. But because you're like, you know, in my case, I'm just doing my stuff sort of off to the side. I'm not to the point yet where I'm actually like sparring, you know? But it's still one of those things where it's like, it's a niche community because it's not the sport fencing, right? It's the, we want to learn the martial art, you know? And like, you know, so it's weird. It's weird. Yes, basically. It's not, I think it's not quite HEMA. Like it because HEMA's like an organization or something. So I don't think it's technically HEMA, but yes, exactly. Yeah. And it's really cool because our instructor is like, you can trace back him through his teachers and everything back to like, right, means historical European martial arts. Right. Okay. Yeah. Then absolutely HEMA. Okay. Good to know, Bad Weather. Thank you. If it's based on historical treatises, then it's probably HEMA. Yes, it is. It is. Right. And that's the important distinction, that it's based on historical treatises. It's not people trying to no. So it's based on historical treatises, but it's not just based on historical treatises. There is an active chain from my instructor to the people who like partook in the treatises. So it's, and the people in the class have talked about this a bit because they've also like looked at, like, because I live in Seattle, there's lots of different places that you could go to learn fencing. But and this was kind of what helped sell me on this instructor. They were like, yeah, no, he's by far the best in the area. Like, one of the students was like, yeah, this is literally the farthest one away from where I live, but he's better than all the other people. So there you go. Because a lot of people, apparently, they'll base it off of the treatises, but they're needing to kind of reverse engineer it because they, you know, you have to figure out what they mean, right? As opposed to, taught from a person, et cetera, who, you know, was there. And so, like, they know the what and the why and all of that stuff, and it's really cool. But yeah. So it's this weird thing where it's like, I'm probably, especially because fencing is such a like kind of lifelong thing, you know, because it's a martial art, right? It's like, you know, it's going to take you a while to get to the point where you're good at it. It's like, I want to get to know these people, right? Because, you know, and I don't want it to be in the situation where it's like, I kind of know them, but I don't really, because I hate that. That's where I have the most trouble interacting with people, where it's like, I don't have anything that I know about them to sort of like go off of for the sake of like connection and things. And yet I've known them for a while, you know? Yeah. All right. So the other thing that's going to be interesting is it's my turn to submit to the group this week, but I do not have anything ready. I think I'm gonna make a post and check to see if anybody wants to take my week. So with another week, if I do these morning streams and actually do them, then I might be able to be ready, but right now I'm not. Yes, it is bad weather. Yeah, it really is. Ooh. Okay. All right. Okay, that's another good one. Writing memes are always fun. Okay. All right, I think what we're gonna do, I'm gonna drink some more tea real quick, and then I'm gonna make myself a smoothie, and then come right back. It'll take 3, maybe 5 minutes. See ya in a little bit. tougher things about these streams I didn't expect going into them is if I start to let the sleep situation get too relaxed, and like I'm not waking up exactly at 4:30, but like, you know, waking up and then staying in bed, or, you know, taking care of the morning wood or whatever. That I don't necessarily end up having enough time to like make myself a proper breakfast. Okay. So, as far as what we're going to do with this stream today, I'm probably not in a space where I can get decent writing done. Although, it could be nice to try and just sort of push through. That being said, what would be some other things that we could do? My eyes are going to steam. That might be a problem. What was that, what was that game? Video game that my other brother told me about. It might not be out yet, though. Empire 4, something like that. No, not Age of Empires. Although that's cool that Age of Empires 4 is a thing now. That actually sounds like it could be fun to check out. No, not the Anime Kingdom. No, it wasn't Age of Mythology. Age of Wonder? Actually, that might have been it. Hang on. Yeah. Age of Wonders 4. Yes, I think this is it. This is the 4D game, right? Oh, let's not look it up on YouTube. Let's just... There's 4. Okay. Wait, what? No, why is that taking me to... I have to set it from a huge... Wait, what? No, view page, not next in queue. Okay. Right, 4x strategy, turn-based tactical combat. Yes. Okay, is this already out? Release date May 2nd. Yeah, okay, so it's already out. All right, let's get it. This is a shopping episode, I guess. This is a shopping episode. Let's just do this from the actual like Steam app. yes, I posted a couple writing memes. You know what? You know what? Let's yeah, yeah. I'll be playing this one on stream. I can throw it on the business card. Okay. This is gonna be my flex-in game. Do our nails and talk about boys. Okay. I mean, hey. I'm all for the content. Let's do it. Although, hang on. I'm gonna repost one of the writing memes that I didn't steal from our Discord. At least. Well, stole it from a different Discord. Oh, nope. That's the one that was stolen from that Discord. Wait. Where did I find... Oh, right. No, I got it mixed up. Yeah. I was about to just... So, bad weather. I was about to just post the same meme that you shared. That's the writing meme. Just write again, because I got it wrong. There's a different one. See, because it's cool. I'm getting writing memes from Discords that are not about writing. Here we go. Yeah. That would have been hilarious, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, your meme with the cook with all the or the dishwasher person with all the dirty dishes around it. It's just writer and then work in progress. It's perfect. But yeah, my writing group is getting a kick out of those. Yeah, it's a hell of a thing. That's why probably the most helpful thing from Nano for me, other than learning to like write fast when I need to, was to stick with a single work in progress until it was done. Hey, morning, Knockback. So you missed the story. You missed the story. Basically, long story short, there's a fencing hangout social thing tonight, and so I'm not doing a productivity stream tomorrow morning because that'd be crazy. I already am getting home too late from fencing class for what I would like with productivity streams. And then what else did I do? What else did I say was happening for the schedule? God, it was so late last night I barely remember it. What else was there? Right. But I just canceled everything Tuesday. Yes. To make it so that Yeah, okay, so not that crazy. I just canceled. Will there be women involved? Yep. But yeah, Tuesday's normally my busiest day. So I was like, you know what? I'll just call it. That'll just be it. I'll do FF on Friday, and then I'll just do no other streams Tuesday. Because it's also one of my busiest days at the other job. So, doing a morning stream, an afternoon stream, and regular job all on Tuesday is a lot in general. It literally will end up being like a 14-hour day pretty regularly. And it can go to like 16, where it'll literally be 5 to 9, So since I'm going to be, putting more on my plate than I'm really honestly comfortable with today, I'm clearing things Tuesday to see how that works out, balances out. Since the Monday fencing thing is going to be a regular thing, at least the class is going to be hanging out regularly. I'll be sort of getting a vibe for it tonight, seeing if I want to keep doing that. And then if I do, I might end up doing something where I just don't do productivity streams on Tuesday specifically. But yeah. But okay. Do our nails and talk about boys to be real besties. Redler, I am really thinking of how I can work that in. So, do our nails. Okay. I'm bringing out the nail clippers. Everybody, bring out your nail clippers. We're getting our nails done by ourselves. If you have nail clippers. I don't actually have a lot to clip because I clipped them pretty recently. But yeah, so, okay. We have to talk about boys while we're getting our nails done. So, Hiro Yoshikage, I mean, he's alright, but nah. As far as anime boys that I want to talk about, no. Let's see, it's not talking about boys. Got to talk about cute boys. Kira's not cute. But there are boys that are cute. So, I'm talking like wholesome bumblefuck himbo boys, and by himbo, I don't just mean like dumb harem protagonist kind of thing. No. Gotta like Shiro Emiya. He's a bit of a middle ground. No, Shiro works as a himbo. Because the thing is, he has enough personality to his stupidity that even though he's kind of a harem protagonist, well, no, he's not a harem protagonist in the other arcs because Saber don't like him that way. Even though he's the main character of a visual novel. I really do need to check out the Fate route, either in the VN or dare I say, the Dean's Day Night anime, just to see how they made it work. Thought it was a good idea, whatever, because I can't. Every time I watch, when I watched some of the episodes of Dean's Day Night, I absolutely gagged. I gagged when it was like Shiro being like, oh my god, she's so beautiful and all that stuff. It's like, no. She is Tiger Mom. Kuwabara, yes. Kuwabara's big himbo energy. Absolutely. Yeah. Himbos are fun to write too. They're really fun to write. Oh, here's another himbo. Even though he's very intelligent, Um, within the context of the show, he's absolutely a himbo because he's clueless. But bum 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 bum. I mean, okay, no, thinking Saber's hot, absolutely, but Saber liking you, mm-mm. But okay, now this isn't anime, but he's almost an anime character. Better Call Saul. Howard Hamlin. He is absolutely a himbo. Yeah. Howard Hamlin is a delightful himbo. I love that he starts out as like the cliched, like, you know, attractive, successful asshole dude antagonist, right? But like fairly quickly, certainly like only like the first 2 seasons maybe is he like that. Oh yes, it absolutely does arc back. Yes, 100%. Well, and that's the great way to showcase the slight spoilers to Better Call Saul. Keep it vague, but that's a great way to showcase the arcs of the characters. You know, because we know how Saul Goodman ends up. But for the different characters involved, yeah. And like he totally he was mean at the beginning. And it's kind of like if anything, it might be like a kind of change in who he is as a person, you know? Not necessarily because of growth, but just because, like, kind of redefining him, you know? Right, but he did care. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yes, he did. Yeah, a hard 180 after that for sure. And even before then, he was different. Like in season 3, because the thing with Chuck is at the end of season 3, if I recall. Throughout season 3, he was kinder and more understanding. But then, yeah, everything with Chuck, like, very much changed him. Yeah. But yeah, Better Call Saul, fantastic, absolutely wonderful. And the way that they weave his character into the conclusion of the main 2 characters, and their arcs and how they change is just, it's wonderful. Like it's great. But yeah, Howard Hamlin is a wonderful himbo, which is funny because he's a lawyer and he's a good one, but like still a total himbo. Yeah. Gonna meet a lot of himbos in FF14, I imagine. I get the feeling I already have. Howard Hamlin, Obey approved, absolutely. Biggest stamp of Obey approval. Wait. Obey approval? Does that even work? Let's see about typing out in chat. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I'm excited to try out Age of Wonders 4. I'm legitimately excited. Go by the purely himbo energy, even though it was short-lived. Jonathan Joestar? No. Jonathan Joestar. Yes. Yes. For some reason, I thought you were saying Joseph, but yes, Jonathan Joestar is himbo. The problem with Jonathan Joestar for me is he's a himbo, but he's not really a himbo. I don't know. I didn't care about Jonathan Joestar because the story takes him seriously enough, even though the adaptation, I feel like, leans into the comedic side of his himbo nature a bit more. Not that I would know personally because I haven't read the manga, but you know, things like the joke of like the camera, you know, bouncing as he jumps over the fountain, things like that. I feel like that feels like the adaptation kind of making fun of his himbo-ness. But feels a bit too serious in the story for or the story treats him seriously, not he treats the story seriously, because a lot of himbos will do that. But one of the biggest reasons why I want to finish the Great Wizard is Dead, because I'm kind of at a point right now where I'm like rethinking the story and having doubts and all that stuff, and not because I think it's a bad story that's like not worth telling or whatever, but it's like you know, as you get into a story, especially if it takes a while to write it, and I've been working on this one for a while, you start to realize that you've improved as a writer since you started writing it. And so there are things that you would do differently if you were starting over from the beginning. But that's not feasible to do because, you know, it takes a long time to write a book anyways, right? So, like, the more you can do to write it quickly so that you don't have to deal with that, great. But there is going to be that adjustment over the course of time, you know? But one of the biggest reasons why I want to finish it and get it out to you guys is the main character. The main character is such a himbo. Like, God, I love them so much. I almost wonder. I almost wonder if it would be worth if I could. I'm revising right now, but once I get the actual revisions done. Well, but I was gonna say if I did something where I just made little videos about it. Ever go back to your old book and compare your prose? I do actually, and that's something that's been very helpful. Going back to battle lines or like earlier drafts of battle lines, because I have printed copies of each major draft of battle lines that I did. And it's, you know, night and day difference, even just from the first draft of battle lines to the final draft, but then also from battle lines to, you know, what's now my first draft for Great Wizard is Dead, right? Well, it's like first 0.5 draft, because I haven't finished a full draft yet, but I've done a fair amount of like writing a chapter and then not liking it, rewriting it, and, as I'm like figuring out who the characters are and like what story I want to tell, because I had like certain details, like the Great Wizard is dead, but like, what does that mean? Who are the characters surrounding it? Like the main character, I changed them probably like 4 or 5 times before I settled on the current main character. And the funny thing about it is that, because I had various specific ideas that were like not traditional, but could be like interesting and add like fun dynamics. And then I had the like classic, farm boy type main character, right? And originally I was thinking of that as just like it's basic, it's stereotypical, it's straightforward, there you go. And that will help draw a contrast to the fun twist on the genre convention of the Great Wizard is dead, right? What would happen if All Might wasn't just, like crippled and wounded and all that stuff? What if he was just actually dead, right? But I ended up coming sort of back around to that general concept, but with a much better specific view of who this person was and why they were exactly what kind of flavor of, farm boy they were, basically. And the himbo energy is, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah, isn't it great? Isn't it great? Like, compared to Battle Lines, when I would try to tell people what Battle Lines is about, it's like, okay, so it's this military sci-fi where a bunch of child soldiers get like brought together and raised by this like, general to become super soldiers to save humanity, but then they're like family, but then like, the family gets sundered, and so then like, trying to save the family, and get things back together, while at the same time, the world is ending and exploding, backdrop and all that stuff. Yes, Mirio is a himbo, absolutely. Yeah. And so it's, it would take a long time to tell them what it's about, right? Whereas The Great Wizard is Dead, it's in the title. It's a light novel title that's not actually as long as like a usual light novel title. It's just The Great Wizard is Dead. There you go. And that tells you just about everything you need to know. And then the details and the specifics become clear, once you read just a little bit more. Or once you start reading just a little bit, right? Battle Lines had a lot of similarities to Attack on Titan for a few chapters. And what's the crazy thing? I freaking... So I released Battle Lines in early 2019. And and I've been writing it for a long time before then, right? Titan manga ending release. Right. And Attack on Titan, the manga, ended in 2021. Yeah, it was long before it released a full 2 years before Attack on Titan ended. So, 24 chapters? And the amount of time that I would have been working on it, I was writing it long before then. So that was like, there weren't even revisions happening at the end, right? That was like working on prose and checking for like spelling errors and things like that, right? Getting the books printed so that I could, get them delivered, then sent to an Amazon warehouse to like, like all of this stuff, right? And the crazy thing is, so long before, like what would have been, gosh, if I were to estimate, because it was around like March or April of 2019 when I released it, and probably finished it around January of 2019. You know, because then shipping of the things and all that stuff and whatnot. So it probably would have been about, I would say easily around June of 2018, if not earlier, where like I would have finished the last revisions and stuff like that. So if I Attack on Titan manga chapter June 2018. It's in the Marley arc, Brave Volunteers. Previous one, Assassin's Bullet. Okay, yeah, so that would have been about right when spoilers, Sasha died. That would have been about right when Sasha died. No. Cause, well, I mean, okay, so the child soldiers thing, not exactly, because not the Marley angle of the child soldiers. The child soldiers angle was definitely inspired because of Attack on Titan, but Black Lagoon, there were three main things that I tried to capture in battle lines. Two were anime that were favorite anime of mine at the time when I came up with the idea. Three things. And then four things, three from existing fiction, one from personal experience. One, an obvious one, is the Mandalorians, right? Super space armor that's basically indestructible, and I absolutely loved it, right? And you know, the warrior culture and all of that stuff, and I absolutely adored that. Originally, I was just going to be writing Mandalorian fan fiction, but then I was like, wait a minute, I want to actually be able to like release this and sell this and put in the effort to turn it into a finished book, right? So there you go, battle lines, right? And also that's where Soul came from, right? I wanted to have Mandalore, right? You know, you got to have the top dog of the super space warriors, right? And what goes with that is you have to have the, you know, spoilers if you haven't read Battle Lines, but you have to have, you know, then the challenging of the current top dog, right? But then with the other two fiction inspirations, I wanted to, I was heavily inspired by Black Lagoon and Attack on Titan, because my favorite anime at the time were my big top three were Haruhi Suzumiya, the Melancholy, you know, and all that, disappearance and everything, and then Toradora and Black Lagoon, all of which I like more in the dub, by the way. I think their dubs are fantastic for very different reasons. And then of course Attack on Titan, because that was the big one that like got me into like searching for anime and like just consuming anime voraciously, right? So Attack on Titan has always had this like special place in my heart, completely separate from, you know, all of those others, right? But so for this story, I was like, okay, Black Lagoon and Attack on Titan. And the things about Black Lagoon that I was inspired by and I wanted to draw in was the dialogue. I really like the Black Lagoon dialogue. The thematic things that were discussed by the main characters, like Revi's nihilistic outlook, Rock's, you know, like optimistic outlook and all that stuff. And the fact that it would have like super intense action, and then it would have these calm moments where the characters would interact outside of those, you know, like to like bookend them, and it would just make this nice dichotomy where you're getting your cake and eating it, right? Yeah, Toradora dub's so good. I'm glad I wasn't waiting for it as it came out. That would have been torture. But I can't stand the sub anymore. I haven't even watched the show all the way through in the sub because I just can't stand it compared to the dub. It's dub's so much better. Cassandra Lee Morris is amazing. All the voice actors are really good. But so that's what I wanted to get from Black Lagoon as far as inspiration, and specifically get at the idea of this is something that I would kind of be frustrated with in a lot of stories, but I feel like Black Lagoon kind of got into it pretty good because the whole idea is it's the Rock is very much the regular self-insert, like the actual self-insert, you know? Japan, you know, businessman, right? That then suddenly gets thrown into this crazy world. Like it's the actual hero's journey type stuff, but if it wasn't like Farm Boy or whatever, but it's like, no, you're an actual like person that gets thrown into modern day pirates. What the fuck do you do? And there were all these there's all these problems with the idea of if you're a regular person that gets thrown into a crazy adventure kind of situation. How do you adjust as like a regular person? How do you fit in? Because you don't fit in. One of the other things I loved about Black Lagoon, right? And they get into that, and it made for wonderful character dynamics and just character arcs, and it was absolutely fantastic. And it also made for a great boy meets girl, granted adults, but then like, you know, romance subplot and sexual tension, because they're such opposites and they come from such completely different worlds that they butt heads a lot. They have lots of great conversations, and it's wonderful. Second half of episode 7 of Black Lagoon is still, it used to be my favorite scene in anime, hands down. It's still very much up there. Certainly one of my favorite, if not my favorite, conversations in anime. And in a dub, it's stellar. No, she couldn't. No. That's Taiga's voice actress, I'm guessing, from Toradora. Although if it's Revi's voice actress in the Japanese, I did watch the Japanese first, and then I went back and watched the dub. And yeah, she's fantastic. Revi is fantastic in Japanese as well, but dub is just so good. But that was the inspiration from Black Lagoon. And then from Attack on Titan, it was that kind of idea of child soldiers, but not because of the child soldier stuff with Marley and everything that came later. It was from the stuff at the beginning. Because, granted, Season 2 wasn't a thing when I was writing Battle Lines. Like, it became a thing, you know? And I think we even ended up getting Season 3 while Battle Lines is in production, I think. Yeah. But for the initial idea, it was way before all that. I want to say, because I was reading the manga, I had read up until Season 2 stuff, right? But still, one of my favorite moments of Attack on Titan was not all the stuff that came after. It was the early stuff of the episodes, like 5 to 8, right? Because you got the Mikasa backstory, which I loved because I was a hard Mikasa fanboy. But then, but the idea that it was such a grim, horrifying, ultra-violent consequences, people dying and all that stuff, and yet the kids, the main characters were kids that were soldiers trying to fight in this situation, right? That alone felt so fucked up, right? Even though it's we're fighting for humanity's survival and all that, and there's barely any of us left, so yeah, you kids have to fight too. That struck me as like, oh, that's fucked. But at the same time, holy shit, so many stories do this where they'll have main characters be young kids basically because they're easiest to identify with, and yet they'll end up just slaughtering droves of people because that's what the story calls for, right? And it's not seen as being weird, right? Or horrifying or whatever. It's just, it's part of the story. Last Airbender, yeah. But then think about the idea of like, okay, if Aang wasn't happy-go-lucky, if he wasn't an airbender that had that like that way to be like unaffected by things, and yet even then, so yeah, I guess Airbender's probably another great example of this. In the TVY7 way that, they could get at that idea. Yeah, he's a kid that's needing to, fight a war, right? And so I was like, okay, I want to have a situation where I wanted to write a story where this was actually another thing of where it started, where the main characters are the bad guys in the Empire. And they're the terrifying force of, they're the boogeymen that come in and slaughter fucking everybody, right? Because that's what they're raised to do. That's what they're raised to do. It's we're not the good guys. We're the baddies. We don't know that. But like in any other stereotypical story, that's one of the reasons why I had the Sons of Liberty in there of like the rebellion force. Because, without a rebellion, they'd just be sort of the main characters. But it's like, no, there's a rebellion that's trying to fight for freedom from the regime and all that stuff. And they are the Empire's iron fist, the boot that comes in and puts an end to things, right? And then, oh hey, they're also children, right? Because you put armor on somebody where you can't see their face, like stormtroopers or whatever, insert generic dystopian fiction, Hunger Games, whatever. And suddenly, main character's fine with killing tons of people, even if those people, like, didn't even necessarily, like, do anything. They're just working, right? They're like, wrong place, wrong time, whatever. And, sometimes they do bad stuff, but it's more like we've seen other people in that getup. We've seen other stormtroopers, other people in that armor or uniform, whatever, do bad things. And so now anyone that has that will just kill without remorse, right? And that always felt so wrong. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to make that a main thing. Main characters, they're going to be, well, monsters. And yet, just summing up people as monsters, that doesn't work. Hence the prologue with so literally giving Mercury the talk, but it's, you're going to have to kill people and they're not going to be monsters. You're going to be killing like people, made it clear that your main characters don't have a moral high ground despite how little that matters in war. Exactly. They don't have a moral high ground, but even if they did, of course there's the ways that they try and give themselves a moral high ground. Oh, this side did all of these things in the war, yada, 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 right? Yeah, sure. And that's why I loved writing the Vera chapter, the first Vera chapter, where they're like going into the tower at night, trying to assassinate the angels in their sleep, because they're like, that is the only way to kill these fuckers, And then the angels wake up, and just a couple of them get in their armor, and it's fucking done. And even without the armor, they were probably fucked. But yeah. And then yeah. Man, now that I'm talking about it, I'm like, oh no, Battle Lines is good. Like it's first book, so there's plenty of rough patches and things, because first book and all that. But like, I did a good job. But then the other thing, saved sort of best for last, more important for last. The other big thing that I was wanting to have incorporated into Battle Lines, very important to me to do, was from personal life stuff. growing up, I had 3 foster brothers. We couldn't adopt them because they were Native American, and so I couldn't, or our family couldn't adopt them because of like laws to make sure that that their culture doesn't get kind of like erased, right? But they ended up leaving at different points because of their biological family just being a fucking awful influence, right? Wanting to drag them back down and be like, no, you can't succeed, you can't get ahead, we'll try and make sure that you take on all of the vices that we have because we don't think we can get out of them, and that was, of the 2 events in my life growing up, my mom's health problems with the headaches and everything, and then this situation with my foster brothers, those were the most traumatic / influential shaping events in my life. Hands down. And it wasn't all at once either. It was like one would leave, or 2 would leave. One would come back, the other didn't. One had stayed, because they were too young to run away, right? And, one would come back, then they'd leave again, getting into all kinds of trouble, and each time they came back, there would be less of them there, like just, in and out of prison, drugged out of their mind, things like that, and these people were family, like the oldest one in particular. He'd been in our house off and on since I was 3 or 4. But they kept being moved in and out of our house because Native American don't want to have the culture be erased, so they would constantly, like, we were sort of like the even though we were easily the best family that they ended up staying with, from the state's perspective, we were the last resort because we aren't Native American, right? So, keep the culture alive, right? Totally makes sense. It's a good thing. But they ended up getting put with a lot of families that were career foster parents, where they treat the kids basically like animals, basically. Keep them trapped in a room. You don't really get to leave. We'll feed you the bare minimum, and it's like cheap crap, so that we can make money off of the like stipend that we're given to take care of you. Yeah, livestock, basically. It was actually awful. And so they kept coming back to us because we would actually treat them like family. They were my brothers, right? Which is where the siblings not related by blood thing came from. No, it's not because of anime stuff with, not related by blood sibling romance BS. Nope. Has nothing to do with that. It was because of the situation with their foster brothers, and the fact that granted, I probably didn't have the best, concepts of representation back then, but the reason that the 3 that were clearly of different race from a skin color perspective, the reason that there were 3 of them and they all came from the same place was because of my foster siblings. And the big thing growing up was, and not to go too much into TMI, but I mean, hey, that's the point of these streams, right? You get Obey unfiltered. Yeah, exactly, Redler. And even in anime, thankfully, that is a thing. But you know, it's once you see the trope, it's hard to unsee it. Even if it's not necessarily there. But and so the big question growing up is, why did they leave? Right? Like why did they leave? Because I couldn't fathom it. Like I love these dudes. Like they were family. And yet they chose to, you know, it's a whole very messy thing, but not to go too much into the details, but you know, it's eventually, you know, if people do things that are destructive enough and that can very much have an effect on the family, you have to draw boundaries at some point, and that's really hard. That is really hard. When it reaches that point where the sibling is no longer welcome in the house because it gets to the point where it's so enabling that you can't do that. That's where a lot of the stuff with battle lines came from with regards to the angels. The fact that there were 6 of them is because there were, you know, me and my 4 siblings, my bio siblings, and then the 3 foster kids, but 2 of them ran away at the beginning, so it was just 6 of us left. And then Mercury running was me trying to process from the standpoint of, okay, what would be a situation where you have a found family dynamic that's then gussied up into a story where it can have action and all the excitement and stuff to make for a good story, and then have the main character be the one that runs? Because it always would seem like it would be not the main character that would run, but like someone else that would run, the agent that would go AWOL, and then they'd meet up later and they'd tell them, oh no, it's a bad thing, you should join me or whatever, right? 5 kids and 3 foster kids. Yeah, we were asked regularly if we were Mormon. So I was like, I want instead the main character to be the one that runs. And to have that be then something where the rest of the family has to deal with it, has to figure out how to reach them, you know, to have it be something where the one that runs is essentially not welcome back, right? You know? And then they have to grapple with that. They have to choose what they want to do because, you know, they want to keep the family together. And yeah, that's where that all came from. And the first thing I actually wrote for battle lines was, it didn't make it into the final cut, but it was Mercury on a train, like, you know, like mass transportation system kind of deal, leaving. And you knew that he was running from something. And then he watches on a TV as the prime minister gets shot. And he knew it was going to happen. And then it was also something of like, oh, what would make it so that I would, you know, feel like I would need to run? It's like, well, if it was in this extreme situation where, you know, you feel like something really bad is happening and you can't be a part of it, hey, that could be one of the reasons why. But yeah, that's kind of the personal Obey behind the scenes of battle lines. Yep. But yeah, so it broke my heart when there were like a couple different comments on Amazon that were talking about how, oh yeah, the incest undertones are pretty strong though. And I was like, oh fuck, that is not at all what I wanted. It's found family. They're not related, and it's not some weird workaround. Yeah, author's notes, exactly. And I'm very much death of the author, so I don't want to, say what's like what you're supposed to get from battle lines. Although I think some things are pretty clearly stated, But yeah, context for why I came up with all that stuff and where it came from. That was the amalgamation that it came from. And so that's where, to circle things back to what we were talking about at the beginning, the fact that it ended up being so similar to Attack on Titan at the end. People, yeah, it really have, Redler, myself included. Like, yeah. It really feels like the natural conclusion of yes, Redler, or Ockback. That was one of the other reasons why I wanted to there was a point where an old girlfriend of mine that was really into reading read battle lines, and she was like, oh yes, I love this story, I love the characters and all that stuff. Oh man, I wish that Jupiter and Mercury would get together, because Jupiter, if you haven't read the book, Jupiter likes one of the girls in the group. There's four guys, 2 girls, right? And they don't talk to people outside their group of 6, right? They just don't do that. No one even sees their faces. Like, very cultish, right? But she was so, like, hoping that Jupiter and Mercury would get together, because they weren't in relationships. They were both single, right? And I had thought about that. While writing it, but I didn't want to do that because, well, like, there was that little part of me that was like, uncomfortable is not the right word, not confident with the idea of writing same-sex couple at that point in time. Like, I wasn't comfortable writing romance in general, and so I kind of like skipped past the like romance parts and just had like the one beach chapter where it's like Mars and Saturn getting together, but for everything else it's just like, hey, there are time skips in this story, they're in relationships, and that's just a thing that has happened because of course it would, right? I wanted to make sure that there was really solid, like, platonic, just fraternal bonds, right? Specifically between the men, because that's something that's so often not showed, and so Jupiter and Mercury, I was like, yeah, like, it'll be between the others too, but like especially between Jupiter and Mercury. Yeah. Did get some Brave New World vibes from the first few chapters of the book. Oh, Brave New World. What's that again? New World. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, sleep learning. That's, yep. Yeah. Okay, conditioning. Yep. Weird social hierarchies. I mean, sure. Big book of your teen days? Okay. glaring difference is the orgies in the book. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Like, if I wrote battle lines now, I probably would have had a poly relationship in there, because realistically, with how close the bonds of the characters are, that just makes sense that it would happen, especially in a situation where it's like, you know, 4 guys, 2 girls. Gender norms and straight relationships would, you know, end up being a suggestion at best. But oh wait, hang on. Shit. Live chat. There we go. Okay, now do a test message just to make sure it's still working, because there was that other time where I switched to live chat and then the link stopped working. I was looking at the link and it doesn't look like it changed. Okay, cool. Yeah, it still works. But yeah, so that was yep, all right. Oh, it is still working. But yes, that's where battle lines came from. And yeah, then I also specifically wanted to, of course, definitely not because of personal experience, but I wanted to have there be a situation where, you know, one of the main characters, and specifically the main character, but one of the main characters doesn't get with anybody, but is pining, you know. But yeah, Jupiter's a good boy. Ah, man. Just talking about it is bringing back all the memories of writing it and favorite scenes, and as I like discovered those scenes while I was writing and things. Oh man. It's good to do this because my own insecurities and stuff, because, you know, I've got plenty of insecurities, right? I can be a very, very anxious person and stuff. A lot of it will make me think like, oh, I totally fucked up with battle lines, you know, like, because of like these little things that I was like, oh, I could have done that different. I could have done that better. I could have committed to that a little more, you know. But and yes, Redler, people can fantasize dating and fucking into any situation where there's chemistry, absolutely, and they will do that. But it's nice to talk about this stuff because there is a lot of stuff in there where I'm like, ooh, that was good, like that was cool. Like Vera's first chapter, wonderful. The whole like last third of the book is actually like, you could see it as I could have done that, or you can see it as next time we'll do that. Exactly. You gushing about your old books makes me really happy. Whenever I look at my old prose, anything older than like 2018, I would have worded basically everything differently. So much better now. Yep. And I mean, I still would have too, with prose and things. But with the narrative ideas, I like it. Like, it's kind of crazy how fast Battle Lines moves. The early parts are a little bit slow, but like the third act, it's nonstop. It's nonstop, mile a minute, crazy shit happening. Like, there's one breather moment before the final battle. But even then, like, the stakes are so high by that point, it's like, oh, it's, yeah. It's great to see you have those same feelings. Oh, at the same time, basically all the plot and dialogue push my buttons with such pinpoint accuracy that I actually end up impressed by past self despite their worst prose. Yes, yeah. Mhm. Like there's, oh man. Okay, actually, just checking. Has anybody here not read Battle Lines yet? I'm guessing there's probably some people that like, um, yeah, and no pressure, of course, right? Like, you know, I definitely think it's a book worth reading, but you know, no pressure. It's like, oh, I haven't read the book, you know, by the streamer, and they're asking me and stuff. But you haven't been with her. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, nothing to apologize for. Because again, it's a first book, so it definitely has its rough bits, but it's yeah, there's fun stuff in there. I don't know if you care about spoilers, but yeah, try to keep things from getting too detailed. But like, yeah, I really loved basically all of Vera's chapters. Like, yeah, it's good YA fiction. Exactly. Yeah, because that was one of the other things. I wanted to write a YA fiction book that was not as, like, I don't know, that had something extra than just traditional YA. Because for me, growing up, I read Lord of the Rings when I was like 8 and 9, right? Watched the Fellowship of the Ring with my dad while my family was getting presents for my 9th birthday. I could only watch the movies after I read the books, but because of that, and the Lord of the Rings was what got me into reading, like really into reading, I would read all these young adult books, but I was comparing them to Tolkien, right? Which just wasn't fair. And so I would enjoy them, but I'd be kind of disappointed, you know, too, because there'd be little things where I'm like, that feels weird. And so I wanted to like write YA, but have it be something where it very much is not talking down to the audience, you know? Like, and I feel like I did that. I feel like I did that pretty well. But yeah. The whole bit with Jupiter and Vera as like they're needing to convince each other to trust each other, and then like, oh hey, we'll do the memory share thing. You'll know all of my shit, right? And then like them working together, and then like the whole bombing thing, Jupiter almost dying, and then like that whole sequence where she's like needing to like carry him out of the burning building and everything. Like, oh yeah, I love that. And I didn't even realize, but I basically had Soul do a rumbling. Well, and no, I didn't realize. This was before, you know, this part of Attack on Titan, right? Maybe I'll donate a few copies to my old high school library. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, because it was self-published, it's not in the regular system, so I can't just send it to bookstores. Yeah, unless I literally gave them copies, which I might do, because, you know, like, look behind the scenes, the amount of time I spent on Battle Lines and the amount of money on like cover art and printing copies and editing and, you know, all of that stuff, and all the international copies that I sold for the Kickstarter, I actually lost money on each book. Like, lost it. Even not taking into account the printing costs of each individual book. Because I didn't know how the whole process worked. International shipping is a bitch and all that stuff. But but like commercially, Battle Lines was not, you know, I did not make, I was not in the black, right? Like, at all. It's not even a thing where I was just like making almost no money. It's like I did not make any money on Battle Lines. But so from that standpoint, giving away copies to, you know, bookstores and libraries and stuff, it's like, yeah, might as well. What I'd really want to do is try and convince the people that work at the bookstores to read them. That would be the best way to do it. Because then they'd actually like shill it, you know? But yeah. And then like the final battle between Mercury and Sol, the battle between Jupiter and Mars and Saturn, you know, and the whole like, you know, dance, grieving, you know, like thing for Venus and Earth. And then like, yeah. Oh no, Tolkien totally isn't YA. No, he absolutely isn't. Yeah. No. And then the final battle with all of them against Sol and how that ends. The way Sol goes out, it's just like, yes, yes. Yeah. I don't know, I really love a lot of chapters of that book. I really love it. Like, yeah. Oh, in the bit when Sol first does his like, well, mind control, you know, he uses his you know, programming that he's done with the angels, you know, the first time, like, yeah. Thanks, Hawkback. Yeah, I liked it. There's that part of me that like wonders whether I should have had with Jupiter, with the way that he ends that fight. Like, oh god, I loved it so much, and it wasn't planned. Like so much of it was just stuff that I came up with as I was writing it, and it felt so good. But with him being like, oh shit, I'm horribly wounded already. I'm fighting Mars and Saturn, you know, I can't beat both of them, and I'm already dying. Okay, I'll shoot myself so that at least they won't be the ones killing me, right? They won't have to be haunted by it, because I know it would destroy Saturn, and I know it would haunt Mars in a whole other way. It would destroy him too, but like differently, you know? There's that part of me that wonders if I should have stuck with his death and had him actually die, like have them not suddenly snap out of it and save him, but like have his death be the thing that you know, is so horrifying that they're then able to overcome Sol's influence, you know? Or like if I'd figured out a way to like show it happening, because like with how it was paced out with like the different scenes and everything, it would remove the tension. If, well, maybe it wouldn't have. Maybe I could have. No, because the end cap for the chapter of, you know, Mercury or Jupiter putting the gun at his head and being like, 6 bodies, you know, I love you, 6 bodies, 1 soul, you know, that's just such a, like it's such a perfect ending to a chapter, like but like, you know, maybe I could have put a scene with Mars and Saturn right after that at the beginning of the next chapter, showing them stopping it, you know, or you know, seeing Jupiter dead and freaking out and then breaking through a Sol's programming or whatever, before then going back to the fight with Mercury and Sol, you know? Because then you know that they're probably going to come save him, which would remove some of the tension of that fight, but then you know what happened, you know? Because you don't want to have a flashback to explain things at the very end of the story. That doesn't work. Did I end up breaking even? Did I end up breaking even? Well, hang on. Let's see if we can look this up. So Kickstarter. Let's find the battle lines. Should be able to find it on here, on like old search. Battle lines. Okay. No, not Bloodlines. There we go. Battle Lines. It's on the first page, 12 down. Battle Lines pre-orders. It was... Oh, that's actually pretty good. 8,500. So 8,500, but then... Okay, so if I just take that, and then the shipping was included in the thing, which I believe would have been on top of that. Yeah, well, and that's the other thing. I didn't have a proper understanding of what a success would look like. 8,500, that's great. That's great for a very first work, you know, like on release. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. But I was very discouraged because I just saw like, oh man, I didn't like, and then it was really the international shipping thing that just kind of broke me, because then I was like, wait, fuck, I need to spend $25 per book to ship, you know, or more, like 30. Oh God, you know, and I'm not just going to be like, sorry, I'll refund your thing, I can't give it to you, you know. The ebook, yes. So, yeah, 41 copies were the ebook. Oh, right, I had 57. 67. Yeah, 67 ebooks in the Kickstarter. Although I really should have put the ebook, an option for the ebook with the signed hardbacks. But yeah, so $8,678 from the Kickstarter, and then it was about $4,000, or no, because I got 2,000. Yeah, no, that like entirely I think went to the printed copies that I purchased. Maybe that covers like some of the editing and the cover art. But yeah, no, still several thousand in the red from this. Hey, Powers. Well, you know, just listen to me talk about stuff. But yeah, so in the red, not by that much, but yeah. Checking out the comments now. Oh yeah, I can, wait, hang on a sec. I can turn on display capture for this. Oh, cool. Yeah, and then there was a whole thing of like getting the addresses to confirm and stuff, because I'd never done a Kickstarter before. Yeah. But yeah, it did pretty good. It did pretty good. Oh, this was the other thing that kind of broke me as far as discouragement for the process. It wasn't this, but it was the fact that none of these purchases were able to leave Amazon reviews because it wasn't done through Amazon. Now, apparently there might be a way that I could actually like give people codes to sync up their purchases to Amazon purchases or something like that. But I didn't know that at the time. So I kind of fucked myself over because of specifically doing it on here. Yeah, Powers, let me know how you like it, and be sure to leave a review on Amazon with your honest thoughts of how you what you thought about it. Because those do so much to help with the Amazon algorithm. Not that it'll mean much at this point because it came out so long ago, but Yeah. But yeah, if I'd gotten 250 reviews on the book, like early on, that would have, holy shit, that would have, I imagine that would have done a ton. Because then Amazon season is like, oh shit, this is hot new shit. Let's go. Oh yeah, and then the art that I got commissioned because of the stretch goals. Yeah. Yep. Right, because I was doing it as a Kickstarter, but you know, it's not like I wasn't gonna release the book, you know. So I got artwork of Sol, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Oh yeah, and then the Jupiter, Saturn, and Yuki ones were done, but the campaign had finished by then. So once you finish it, you can't, I put it in the actual description, so once it finishes, you can't edit this to put things in. Although I could have done that as in the update section, but I didn't do any of those because I, again, didn't really know how Kickstarter worked. But yeah, I like the art for the characters. Some of them, like Earth's face, is a bit, you know, weird. Mars, though, is just, his art is fantastic, and I really like Sol's art too. And then Venus is, she's supposed to be facing the other way. But yeah, I love how the artist did the armor. It's fantastic. And granted, they didn't design it, but like they did a good adaptation of it. And then the actual person who did the armor, it's let's see. Yeah, this is their art station. Yeah. Yeah. So they do a lot of, you know, mostly 3D stuff, but they do a lot of, like, you know, armor and things like that. And the piece of theirs that I found, I was just searching like sci-fi armor online, you know, to then find an artist that I wanted to commission. And this was the piece that made me be like, ooh, yes, I want to work with them. I want to have them do the stuff for Battle Lines. Was this piece here. You can probably see the similarities between it and the armor for Battle Lines. Yeah, Amazon is a monopoly, and it does its thing. But yeah, so I absolutely adored this piece. And was like, oh shit, yeah, can you do that again, but make it like, you know, armor for a person, not like, you know, drone, robot, whatever this is, you know? And, you know, make it so there aren't like big holes in it and all that stuff. And they were like, yeah, I can do that. And they did. And it was great. But I mean, yes, they could awk back, but I will say, okay, so yes, you'd be sending money to Amazon. That being said, you get it on Amazon, then you can leave a review. The review helps me a lot. It means way more than the, you know, $10 for the ebook. Yeah. Of course, they don't know who these characters are, so they wouldn't actually, it wouldn't mean anything. Yeah, but at least we got the 6 angels and Yuki. That's the main stuff. Vera would have been fun, though. Vera would have been a lot of fun, and I do kind of wish that yeah. Yeah. And the plot-driven reason for this is this would be the last picture that they would have together before shit went down. And so it would be the, hey, this is the happy memory, you know, of all of it. But at the same time, you get to see, you know, you get to see the guys shirtless and you get to see the girls in you know, swimsuits. Well, you get to see them all in swimsuits, but yeah, you know. Hey, One Gamer, welcome. I prefer physical copies when I can because I try to display my favorite reading material in my house. Oh yeah, totally. I need a new shelf for my comics anyways. So when I get that, Battlelands will go there. There you go. Yeah, exactly. It's Stardust Crusader special. I don't think I'd gotten to Stardust Crusaders by this point. I don't think so. But yeah, it essentially would be that. Yeah. Although, from another standpoint, I basically used the Kickstarter money to get copies because you get way less, like they cost way less per book the more you get, you know? But yeah. I kind of want to get this commissioned anyways. Like, oh, also, so for this bit, it was actually going to be the second song. I reached out to yeah, I should. Yeah, that'd be great. That would be great. I reached out to Republic Commando. What was music? Jesse Hartland. Yeah, sure. Throw it on the Discord, Arkback. Yeah, link their stuff. So, wait, is there a? Wait, is this their website? Oh, this is a very old website. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Yup. But, okay, so I reached out to them here. And I actually, got a response, and I started working with them to commission a song for Battle Lines. Now, sadly, I wasn't as familiar with the commissioning process back then. I wasn't as good at it. So I think I ended up, being a bit too specific and not letting them just sort of, go and be creative and stuff. That they just kind of quit. Which makes sense because they're used to corporate, jobs. But they did, hang on, do I have, yeah, audio's muted. Click Commando Obaeron. they did Vodeon, you know, Gratua Kun Cartator, and like, you know, other like, you know, music from the Republic Commando game. But fun bit of trivia, they are also the person who started the Mandalorian language. Because the song was in Mandalorian. And there had never been Mandalorian vernacular or words in Star Wars up until that point. A lot of the Mandalorian stuff kind of started with Republic Commando, because it's like, okay, there are these troops that were cloned and trained in a lot of ways early on by Jango Fett. And so a lot of that stuff comes in the books and in the game and all that stuff. I don't know about the game, in the books for sure. And so I was this close to getting music for this Mandalorian inspired book, which I was very upfront about in the email that I sent to them, of like, hey, I'm a Mandalorian nut, you know, I love your work so much. You wanna do some more Mandalorian shit, you know? That would have been so cool. So cool. But I'm better at the commission process now, so I know what to do, what not to do. Because it's a skill. It's not as, you know, it's not as impressive of a skill as like actually being able to make the cool shit, but like being able to, like, you know, work with people that are creatives and get as much as you can out of them and make them believe in your project so that they're inspired and not just doing it for a paycheck. Like, it's, yeah. Knowing how to stay out of their way while at the same time communicating what you're looking for. But yeah, so if it had reached the oh, whoops, oh, hang on, whoa, what's going on? VTube Studio just disappeared me. I went off camera for a little bit. Now it's not putting me back on. Weird. Okay, I'm gonna start it back up. Hopefully this will work. But yeah, so that's what this would have been. I would have just basically been like, okay, here's more money. Can you do another thing? Okay, there we go. And is it getting the all right, cool. We're back. I'm not feeling too good, Mr. Stark. Yeah. I'm gonna take off my sweater real quick. I'm getting hot. I'm getting all hot and bothered. Oh, what time is it? 7:37. All right, cool. But yeah, no, I think, yeah, I want to get these two commissioned too. These two I could do by the same artist, theoretically. Yeah. Yeah. And then for this one, do it someone completely different. Because like the expressions, I feel like for the stoic expressions, these types, Sol and Mars, perfect. But for the other ones, not so much. Earth's being probably the worst. Then, well, Venus, I think her expression is fine. It's like a bit too exaggerated, but it's more of the other things. Like the complexion of her skin looks kind of alien and like, you know, elf, or something like that. And then weirdly enough, the shield feels kind of at odds with the rest of it. And then for Mercury, like, he was supposed to look like scared, like holy shit. Like, the idea, granted, they put in a background and everything that doesn't necessarily fit with the story, but whatever. But the idea is that this was supposed to be like, as he's reaching for his weapon because he's about to start fighting Soul, right? And so, like, the like half determination, half oh shit, and like, it kind of came in a way. It's it's a bit different, but yeah. But then, like, for just stoic face shots, like Soul and Mars, I think it's the artist was perfect. One of them being a cheat sheet of hentai. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh. Ashley Cassidy. Okay. Oh, yeah, well, Redler, that is one of the benefits of YouTube money. Oh yeah, no, I gotcha. Yeah, I mean, that, it wasn't a bunch of NSFW stuff. Wait, that... How is that a cheat sheet of hentai back? That's just a list of a bunch of different 3D assets for jizz. Yeah, I'll be careful, but want to show off this artist, so portfolio. Okay, I do really like their art style. I feel like it might not quite fit with the sci-fi aesthetic, but it's nice. What's their store? No. Home? Oh, no, that's where we were, right? Oh, how's the Patreon doing? Yeah, that sounds about right. Artists do not get enough appreciation on Patreon. Although this might be a new thing. There's only 3. This might be new. I hope it's new. How many total posts? 71 images. Okay, so never mind. Probably not that new. Oh no, it's because the last one was January 12th. And before that, it was January 10th and November 3rd. Yeah, okay, so they kind of just stopped. Okay. Yeah, they have a very good fantasy aesthetic. But for sci-fi, even though the angels wouldn't be in their armor, I wouldn't actually want that kind of style. for them there. She's been really busy doing stuff with Wizards of the Coast. Oh, good for them. Yes, that absolutely makes sense for this kind of art style. Yes, 100%. 100%. Now see what would be. What would be really cool. Now, this art style also especially wouldn't work because, you know, that's not exactly sci-fi. But from the standpoint of realism, it'd be ridiculously, grossly impractical to get 6 full-body characters done with this level of detail. Like, it just wouldn't work. But that would be pretty cool. Let's actually just look for some artists. Oh yeah, they are incredible. They are incredible. Okay, so what would be a good place to look? Art Station. Yeah. No, I mean, that piece is like their magnum opus. Fiverr, then go to their Patreon. Also not a bad idea. God, Fiverr is such a terrible website for the creators on it. Okay. Illustration. Let's see. Yeah, I could throw that in there too. Oh wait, no, that changes it off of illustrations. Okay. Illustration options. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Looking for art's so fun. I think they like your. Oh, that actually, I like that one. Okay, let's see what we got so far. So There's that part of me that likes the idea of having them drawn in an anime kind of style. Better advertisement for the book. Something y'all weebs would appreciate, you know? Okay, it's nice, but, you know. Now, holy shit. That's. There's no way this is one that they would charge 134. I hope not. What? That's... No way. It definitely has that shonen kind of vibe. There's no way they've charged only 130 for this. There's no goddamn way. Holy shit. Wow. Okay, that's probably one of their earlier ones. Yeah, the work's great. Yeah, this Ursuline will charge pennies for things that cost hundreds. Yeah, they really do. And the thing is, they're not even getting all of this because Fiverr takes their cut, and I think it's like 20% or something. Yeah, that's 7 orders in the queue, I'll bet. Okay, come on. There's gotta be... okay. That's how you want to do it. Duplicate tab. Go to their... okay. Alright. Link to count. Why won't it let me click? Why won't it let me fucking click? Sure, whatever. Okay. Okay. Why can't I find their... This really is the shopping episode. Yeah, Okay, so I'm just gonna turn this stuff off real quick. Try and figure this whole situation. It just doesn't want me to make an account. Okay. Sign in with Facebook then. Only thing I use Facebook for anymore. Okay. Copy. Paste. All right. No, I should be signed in, right? No, I'm not. Okay. Holy shit. Fuck this noise. The account is no longer active. Oh. Oh god. Well, I hope. Hang on just a sec. If I can actually get this commission process started before the end of the stream, that would be awesome. But yes, this is the shopping episode. I mean, no, of course, they wouldn't send it. Can I get them to resend the email? Okay, well, that account is no longer active. Okay, so different account then. I'll check that in just a sec. Ockback, I am... Buzz for my phone was so loud because it was up against my my tea mug. Okay. Yeah, I'll do this later. You don't need to know that right now. Okay. So, now, here, paste in the link. Take me there, please. Keep me signed in. Okay, cool. So, no, god fucking damn it. Okay. Counts Facebook and Google, but it doesn't let you click on them, probably because they don't want you to be doing this exact thing. Okay. All right. See ya, Powers. All right, so what's this thing that you posted, Ockback? Let's see. I don't... Oh! Oh, no, yeah, I am seeing the links. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I saw those. Second one, not interested in. Although they did a cool dragon one. First one, that's cool. That is very cool. Really cool. What's their premium looking at? Okay, yeah, 150. That's still. And they give commercial use with 150? Holy shit. Holy shit. That's... God, that's too good. It's too good. My guy. My guy. You should not be selling your services so cheap. Well, okay, so we probably have a winner, but let's keep going. So, okay, next one. Yeah, I know. So this looks incredible, and it's not 3D. Oh man, that's really, like, okay, it's not like unbelievably complicated expression, but like that is a very good face. And the clothes look, you know, like they look nice. Yeah. Okay, mostly fantasy stuff. Okay, yeah, those are some of the less clean ones. Yeah, this one is easily their best. But okay. 16-day delivery? No fucking way. And I guess it goes immediately. 2 weeks. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Wait. Client list Christopher Paolini? What? What? No. Or is it like Christopher Paolini had him do something a while ago as like just a fan thing? Yeah. It's has that hyper-real feeling you only ever see in paintings and video games. Yeah, for the this one especially. Like that one's fantastic. Okay. Compared to this, the anime ones just don't hold up. It feels lackluster. Like I'm always looking for like someone who can do like good like anime character drawings, you know? But like and this person actually does pretty good stuff. Like the black outlines are really clean. The expressions feel fairly fun. Like, yeah. But I'll save that tab. But now this person. These are really good. They're really good. Okay. Gotcha. These original characters. Less awesome. Yeah. It's actually that part of me that wonders if the images at the beginning were them, because it's very noticeably different level of quality. Although maybe it's something where they're tracing, you know, so they like aren't needing to like design the characters or come up with the, you know, all that stuff. Oh wait. Gotcha. Gotcha. That would be their number 2 for $40. Oh wait, no, but the 2 figures. No, that would be interesting. Interesting. Okay. The rest are probably drawn from memory. Sure. Okay, so if you wanted to search for any more, open that up just in case. Wouldn't be looking for portraits, but that looked like good work. All right, what does this person have? Oh, this white hurts my eyes. There we go. Okay. I mean, I like their work. I don't know if I'd want to commission them though, but you know, it's fun stuff. Okay. All right. What's the situation here? Because this is a bit crazy. There we go. There we go. Yep, that sounds about right. What's this? Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, well, and even then they could charge more than that, but that's at least okay, it's in the ballpark, you know? Well, I guess it was a close-up portrait. It's really just a headshot, which I guess is what a portrait is, but it's not like a bust, you know? Just more characters? So are they trying to say that? Okay, yeah, these make a bit more sense, but still, it's 45. It's a bit cheap. I mean, I do like this style. Could see it not working as well for like it's very much fantasy flair for the clothing and stuff. I don't know if they'd necessarily be able to do like sci-fi-ish looking clothes, even if it's just bathing suits, you know? Although ideally I'd also want a pretty killer background for like the beach, you know? Okay. 2 days delivery. 4 days delivery. 7 days delivery. Fully detailed illustration with at least 2 characters. At least 2 characters. Includes entire body illustration. Okay. Yeah, okay, so that's like an example. This is probably a book cover, so it's like front and back. Oh, wait, no, okay. So, wait, that's... Right, so this is an example of premium, and I do really like that. The expressions aren't too complicated, but they're selling the expressions well. The detail is nice. It's not like too crazy detailed, but I like it. I like it. I really like their backgrounds, actually. That might be one of my favorite bits about their pieces. Like, this one's just really cool. This one's great. Oh, that's fun. Wait. What? Oh, wow. That's so fun. The resolution is terrible, but that's so cool. That's so cool. That's inspired. I love it. I love it. Yeah, isn't that so great? Oh, that's so good. That's so good. All right. Okay. Yeah, this is a good choice for your front one. Yeah. That's 380. The fact that they say at least 2 characters, like the idea that there could be more, that feels kind of crazy, but I feel like they'd end up wanting to, they'd either want to charge more for 6 characters or the quality would suffer, you know? Yeah, it was just, oh, that, I loved that. That was awesome. Okay, so it's a cool art style. I like it. A lot of that dog. Okay. All right. I don't think I'd go with them. Yeah, okay, and then it's back around. It's really hard to beat. Well, okay, let's go back now that I've... So, no, there we go. It's really hard to beat this. Can you do full screen still? Okay, yeah. Right, but how would they do with modern clothes? What? Because, like, these two are, you know, noticeably not as good as the other two, or the other ones. But this one, like, that's great. That's great. Not too complicated, but it's good. Yeah, everybody loves Valera. That one's also wonderful. Oh, that one's gorgeous. Oh, that's great. Okay, so, but yeah, this is peak. This is peak for them. Oh, that's interesting. This has like the anime. Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about that. The bow has, now that might have been a specific request by the client, right? But like, the bow is in anime style, and this isn't. Once you notice it, it's kind of hard to forget. You know, it's hard to unsee it. I have no idea, Riddler. I do need to go, though. It's 8:12. Still need to... Monday is trash day, and I need to put out the cans. Need to do some stuff, get ready for work. Okay. I kind of want to think on this a bit more before I actually decide. We got some good ones in here. We have some good ones in here. And... oh. Wait, let's see what this is. Okay. 75. God, that's... they're selling themselves so short, so cheap. It's a very specific resolution upscaling. Realistically, though, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna go for anything that can't do. Well, okay. You can upscale afterwards, but my dimensions that I want to go for are 7,200 by 10,800, because that's 300 DPI on a 24 by 36, which is what my current art collection is. If I did it, it's 24 by 36, all 6 of the characters, sideways. Yeah. Okay. All right, so then what was their sci-fi again? Oh, God, why does it keep changing like that? I hate it. Right, they do such that. This is fantastic work for like ships and vehicles and stuff. Like these are fairly basic. That one's good. That one's, I like it. That one's really good. That one's pretty beautiful. Simple though. But this is hands down my favorite. This one's so good. Holy shit. Like the detail on this ship and the damage and everything, and then this ship that looks totally different. Like, ugh. Okay, but that's where we'll end it for today. And I guess if I'm able to decide today, although I probably won't be because today's gonna be busy like crazy. So then there's FF14. I'm gonna have a little bit of a break before fencing, but I'm probably gonna take a nap in that since I didn't get much sleep last night. But all right, shopping episode. We did it, and we did our nails and talked about cute boys. So there we go. Wait, I need to update the name for the stream with that, because that's actually kind of great. All right, shopping, nails, and cute boys. All right. Well, later, Obe, and welcome. See you, Poobie. But yeah, catch y'all later. 1 a.m. PST for FF14. And then remember, no streams tomorrow. Because yeah, I'm gonna be taking a break because of fencing stuff. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But yeah, so then hopefully next time I stream, not at FF14 time, but Wednesday for that productivity stream, maybe I'll have figured out who to commission for the art piece, and I'll be able to fill you guys in on that. All right, but take care, everybody, and until next shopping day.